For our first story, we have I think my 28 female partner, 30 male, of 10 years might have abandoned me and our baby? I don't even really know what to say. Thank you in advance to whoever reads this. I don't know what to think or do anymore. I feel completely heartbroken and confused and really need some advice and empathy. To start, my fiancé wanted a family. We bought a house together a few years ago, but only his name went on the title because most of the down payment came from his RRSP. This made me a bit uncomfortable, but we were planning to get married after saving a bit more, so I agreed. I paid all our moving costs and furnished the entire house, so we both spent about the same. We had our daughter last November, a planned child he claimed to have wanted. When I was pregnant, he suddenly started gambling, something he'd never done before. He gambled away a few of his paychecks, and finally after a month I managed to get him to agree to give me control of his account. I give birth. When I'm 4 weeks postpartum, he claims to get the flu and spends an entire month at his parents' house to avoid infecting the baby. I thought he'd be there for a few days at most. He returns. In March, he claims there's a giant work project that he needs to throw his all into. He works from home, and since I was on an unpaid mat leave, self-employed, he was the breadwinner. He stopped speaking to me, claiming he's so busy with work and he's so stressed that he doesn't even have time to say hi to me in the morning. However, he's awake all night and sleeping in during the day. Around the same time, HR calls me and says he hasn't logged on in a few days and they send a wellness check. Eventually, after a month and a half of not speaking to me, eating alone in his room, ignoring the baby completely, he demands his bank account back. I have no choice but to give him his card, but I was hoping he wouldn't lock me out of the account. He does. He then gambles again. I decide to go down to my parents' house for a few days after he rages out at me when I try to talk to him. He basically stops responding to my texts except to tell me to fuck off and that he's depressed. He responds some of the time, saying he's trying to get therapy and saying I can't come back home until he talks to a therapist. This entire time I am stressed knowing he's probably gambling and not paying the mortgage or bills. This continues through June, July, August. He refuses to speak with me. I plead and beg him to talk to me. Finally in September he tells me he's behind on the mortgage and needs money. I send him the money. He thanked me at first and says I'll be able to come home soon. At this point he would barely let me in the house to get mine or our baby's things, screaming and freaking out the few times I showed up. He stopped speaking to me again, only responding to tell me to fuck off and stop contacting him. At certain points he tells me he loves me and wants me and the baby to come home soon, but he needed to get through therapy first. This brings me to the present. Just before our daughter's first birthday, he blocked my number and blocked me on Facebook. I have been begging and pleading with him to tell me what's going on, to tell me something, and nothing. We have 4 cats that he wouldn't let me come and get. I own all the furniture and so many belongings in the house, and I have no idea if the mortgage company is going to just repo and trash it all. I have no idea if my beloved cats are okay. I don't even know if we are together anymore. I have tried to get his parents to talk to him. They're in contact with him and gave him money for the mortgage back payments. They just say they don't know and that he won't talk to them about this. I was at my parents' house and now I'm staying in my brother's basement. I feel like I've lost everything. I don't know what happened. Edit. Thank you so much for all of the kind comments. I have felt so alone and just getting this out helped a lot. I have been so depressed over this situation that I feel like I can barely breathe most days. I think I've been in denial, like this can't be actually happening to me and that one day I'm going to wake up to his heartfelt apology and all the bills fixed and go back to my beautiful house. It was our dream home and we got it for such a deal. Beautiful historic home, 6 bedrooms, original features, huge yard with amazing 100-year-old trees all through the neighborhood. It was the neighborhood I grew up dreaming about living in someday. To know I'll never be able to afford a house on my own and that I have no idea where my daughter will grow up. It is just killing me. I grew up so poor and thought I had finally made it and would be able to give my baby a good life. To just be blocked with no answers. For him to be losing the house and not even give me a chance to take it over for our daughter's sake. He doesn't even know where I'm living right now. I slept on the floor for 2 months when this first started. I thought we were soulmates. That's the end of our first post. Let's see what the commenters had to say. Our first commenter says, the only advice I can give is move on. Stop trying with him, and once he sees that you have moved on, he'll snap out of it, and try to get you back, but girl, don't let him back after this bullshit. You find better for you and that baby. Our second commenter says, don't send him any more money. Ever. He is a gambling addict. When a gambling addict is active, they are basically a money pit. You'd be better off lighting money on fire, as that would at least reduce your heating bill. You're probably lucky you're not married, as his debts won't be assigned to you. Be thankful you can live with your parents. Change all your passwords and all your bank accounts. Make sure he has access to nothing that is specifically yours. Get in contact with a family and a state attorney. You're going to want to try to get your belongings back, even if just to sell, so you have liquidity, and start going after him for child support. It likely will be $0, as you can't squeeze water from a stone, but it's better than being stuck with gambling debt for the rest of your life. Your number one priority is your child, and your number two priority is yourself. Unfortunately, your fiancé decided to destroy himself. Don't let him destroy the two of you as well. Try to maintain a good relationship with his parents if you can. But again, no money. Your baby needs your money. Maybe getting legal notices from you will shock him enough to get him into rehab. Nothing else will. Our third commenter says, you need a lawyer. Now. Call one now. For our second story, we have, am I 26 female overreacting about my fiancé's 27 male behavior with a female friend? Okay. So for context, my fiancé and I are getting married in 2 months, and we've been friends with this girl who joined his frisbee team for about 3 or 4 months. We were all out with the team for an end-of-season party, and my fiancé was paying this girl a lot of special attention, sitting as far away from me at the table to talk to her and one other person. At one point, he got up to grab him and her a water but didn't check in with me at all. That's fine, I can get my own water, but definitely out of character. When we all got up to go, my fiancé, who is crazy tall, told her his coat was the perfect size for the two of them. He's constant pointing out how short and tiny she is. He proceeds to open his coat and invite her inside with him, where he closes it and wraps her up. All of our friends stop talking and stare at me before laughing awkwardly when he lets her out. Flash forward to later that evening at one of the teammates' house. He puts her shoes inside his and makes another joke about how cute and small she is. Flash forward again to the bar we all go to. He buys her drink and opens his own tab instead of putting his drink on mine, orders for her, and repeatedly asks her if he can carry her stuff. She does have a sprained thumb, but she says she's fine multiple times. At the end of the night, he invites her back to our house to crash because her Uber home was going to be way too expensive that time of night, but doesn't ask me first. We end up having 2 other people stay too. The next morning, he goes out to breakfast with her and the other 2 teammates, but doesn't come back until 11:30. That would be fine, but we were supposed to be at my best friend's son's birthday party at 10. After all of this, he acts like nothing is wrong and has since told me that I'm too jealous. But he's also joining a soccer team now with her and 2 of our other friends. It kind of feels like he has a crush on her, but I don't know if I'm overreacting or how I should bring it up without making it seem accusatory. That's the end of our second post. Let's see what the commenters had to say. Our first commenter says, time to postpone, cancel the wedding. Our second commenter says, would you be okay with this if you were married? He's already totally committed, and just no. Beyond inappropriate, and though I do not jump to worst case, I wonder how he behaves when you aren't there. I would put the wedding on hold. I would. I strongly suggest premarital counseling yesterday. The worst part is that he blamed your jealousy. Classic deflection. Everyone there had to wonder what the heck you are thinking marrying someone who behaves like this. You saw their faces. If you get on board with pretending that everything is okay, you're signing up for years of this. I say years, because I can't believe you would stick around when this continues. It will. It's your fault. You have a problem. According to him. What really bothers me is I can hear you not wanting to make a big deal out of this. It is a big deal. And, not the first time, is it? The comments about other women. The blatant flirting in front of you. Maybe this is the worst he's behaved in front of you, but there have been other things. Don't be this woman. The one who lets things slide because she wants to turn a blind eye. The one who doesn't want to call off a wedding because what will people think? The weak woman who allows her husband to disrespect her and the relationship with this behavior. Delay. I'm guessing he won't agree to therapy because you are the problem. If so, walk. It would take, I can't imagine what, for me to go ahead at any point with a person who has so little respect for me. So, respect yourself. He doesn't. Our third commenter says, you are underreacting. A full weekend of this behavior, so out of line that even your friends checked it? Yeah, you need to call off the wedding. He's definitely not ready to be married, and you deserve better than this gaslighting douche-canoe. For our last story, we have, my fiancé stole, literally, my Christmas present idea. How do I proceed? Male 24, female 23. My fiancé, male 24, and I, female 23, went Christmas shopping together tonight. I gave his family gifts last year, so I knew I had to. Wanted to get something for them this year as well. I love gift giving. I spend so much time and effort picking out the perfect gift for someone. Rarely go off of lists because I want something original that I know they'd love or use. Find deals so I can get them high quality things or multiple gifts. I've been planning my Christmas list of gifts for over a month and wanted to finish buying everything tonight. My fiancé hasn't even started shopping. He went with me today to get the gifts for his family from me and the rest of the gifts for mine. I told him ahead of time I wanted to get his parents both nice drinking glasses since we often drink together at family get-togethers. I picked out some wine glasses for his mom, and went to look at whiskey glasses for his dad. Once we're there, he picks up the two sets that I'm looking at and decides he's getting one himself, as a gift for his dad. I tell him he can't just steal my idea. Mind you, my only, and thought-out idea. He says we'll just both get him that. I said no, we can't give him the same thing. I won't even be there when it's opened. This is my idea and it's unfair of him to steal it. He says I cannot stop him from buying glasses for his own dad. Frustrated, I walk away to look at some other gifts I need to get, as I don't want to bicker in public over this, and I felt myself heating up. When I get back, I look in his hand. He had put down the rest of the stuff he was looking at, rushed to the checkout and purchased the exact set I had decided on by the time I got back. He insists he did nothing wrong. I am in disbelief, disappointed, hurt and pissed off all in one. My friend said I should steal it back and wrap it and bring it over as my gift. I am tempted since he's not even willing to hear me out. I don't know how to proceed, or if I'm overreacting. I also can't think of any other gift ideas. Any advice is appreciated. Less than 3. That's the end of our last post. Let's see what the commenters had to say. Our first commenter says, he sounds as mature as an 8-year-old. Racing to buy it first, seriously? Our second commenter says, your fiancé sucks, laugh out loud. I don't really have any advice here aside from if this type of thing occurs regularly where you have to explain why something he's doing is fucked up or bothers you. Don't marry him. Good luck. Our third commenter says, that's a low-brow, brazen, and a disrespectful move. If a coworker took your idea and presented it as their own, you'd be livid. While I'm not sure how to fix this, you've just seen his true character. Is this a pattern? He must be difficult to work with, and his actions are concerning. In my view, his character is the real issue here. His lack of shame and audacity tells you a lot about who he is and what you and others can expect from him in the future. He's not a trustworthy or an empathetic human. It's all about him. Edit. Plus he just ruined what sounds like a favorite time of year for you by making it stressful, and he does not care. That's all for today. If you enjoyed, please leave a like and subscribe. Thank you, and have a wonderful day.